Suddenly I saw a bone-chilling scene. Heru and his son's lower body turns into skeletons. Heru and his son turn into a complete skeleton. Hero's skeleton falls on his son's skeleton and cries continuously. I have administered the injection. The medicine should be taken exactly 10 minutes before bedtime. Once I absent-mindedly turned my wristwatch towards me, busily packing a black bag with syringe and a stethoscope.
Doctor, your fee?
Come to the health center tomorrow afternoon. We'll discuss the patient's condition. I set off on the road and arrived in the evening. I quickly made my way to the health center. In reality, I have recently joined a health center in Katanganj, a district of Nadia. The path was surrounded by overgrown bushes, making it difficult to recognize. That's why there's so much hustle and bustle just to get the health center. I stay at the health center's quarter, and they provide medicine and treatment for free. However, if I go to see a patient, I charge a small fee. I continued walking up and down the uneven path, and there's still quite a way to go. However, I don't feel too uncomfortable walking. Even though I walked all the day in the heat of the Boishak month, the cool breeze from the west in the late evening refreshed me on my journey.
Doctor, please wait a moment.
Suddenly, a shrill voice interrupted my path. I turned around in surprise and saw someone standing a short distance away in the darkness. Although I couldn't see their face clearly, their attire, a worn-out shawl, bare chest, and a cloth wrapped over the shoulder made me think they were a villager. Who are you?
I am Heru.
What happened?
Doctor, please save me. My son is seriously ill.
What's going on? Tell me first.
My son is suffering from a severe illness, doctor.
What kind of illness is it?
Doctor, he has been coughing up blood all day. If we don't go now, he won't survive.
Is it contagious?
No, it's not contagious, doctor.
Alright, let's go. But which way should we head?
We have to go to this way to reach my house.
But there's a marsh in that direction.
Hurry up, doctor, or my son won't survive.
Without further ado, I began walking behind Heru. Today it was the deep darkness of the new moon again. I retrieved a pencil torch from my pants pocket and directed its faint light towards Heru. Somewhere in the distance, a jackal howled. The winds from the west have retired. I am sweating profusely due to walking in the unbearable heat. But I didn't get bored because that's what doctors do. It's the duty of doctors to take care of patients from the time to time. And how much further? I asked Heru.
Just a little more.
I feel a little suspicious of this Heru. When I shine the torchlight behind him, his body appears somewhat blurry, as if it's fading into obscurity. It's like he's vanished into emptiness. Additionally, there's a pungent odor emanating from his clothes. Gradually, we passed through a field and arrived at the entrance of a small forest. I lit the torch and checked my watch. It was almost 8 o'clock. Where is your house?
My house is right through this forest. A small pond is my house there.
Why did you build your house so far into the forest?
We belong to a long caste, so we don't have permission to live in the middle of the village.
We continued along the path in the darkness. My eyes had adjusted to the low light. The jungle around us was silent, with trees and palm trees standing silently. In the distance, the cry of a fox echoed. The trees and palm trees seemed to stand in a solemn silence. From the top of a banyan tree in the distance comes the cry of a baby vulture. I asked Hiru, "Are there any elephants in this forest?"
Yes, but you have no fear.
Finally,
I'm
we
with
reached
you.
a small pond and in front of a dilapidated hut. We stopped. I gazed at the pond in an amazement. The entire pond was covered with green algae. It seemed like no one had set foot in the pond for a long time. The walls of the hut were also dilapidated, and cow dung had dried on them. Hiru opened the rusted tin door of the hut and entered. I followed him inside. There was no light inside, as if the worldly darkness had taken shelter in Hiru's heart. "Can't you arrange for some light?"
We have ran out of kerosene today.
Frustrated, I rummaged through my bag and found a dimly lit candle. Then I took out a lighter from my pocket and lit it. Slowly, the flickering flames started to dispel the darkness. I found myself standing in a secluded, airy hut surrounded by a pungent smell. In one corner of the room lay a young boy, lifeless, resembling a corpse. Holding the candle, I cautiously approached the patient. As I brought the candle closer to his face, I saw that the boy's interface bore the mark of death. His lips were dry and dried up trail of blood ran down his cheek. It was clear to me that the boy had passed away a long ago.
What do you see, doctor?
Hiru, it's too late now. Your son won't wake up.
No, it can't be.
With a mournful cry, Hiru lit a lamp and said,
If only the doctor had come on time, my son could have been saved.
Suddenly I saw a bone-chilling scene. Hiru and his son's lower bodies turned into skeletons. Hiru and his son turned into a complete skeleton. Hiru's skeleton falls on his son's skeleton and cries continuously.
If only the doctor had come on time.
The two crumbling skeletons disintegrated into dust and blended with the air in the room. I was left in the state of a shock and horror. Gradually, I regained my composure and discovered a small health center in the village. As I approached it, I saw the village headman, Visheshwar Manna, and Abuni Babu sitting on a coat outside.
Don't worry, doctor, I will explain everything. This morning, a group of woodcutters went into the forest to gather firewood. They saw you unconscious near the pond and thought you had fallen. So they brought you here.
"Well, Hiru, where is he?" "All right." So the village chiefs stopped me and said in a low voice,
Heru died 5 years ago. The poor man's life was full of sorrow. His wife died giving birth to his son Shanju. Shanju was carried on his back. Loved the boy very much. But this happiness did not last long. Shanju fell ill with tuberculosis. Heru served his son with his life. He arranged expensive medicines without eating himself. But as usual, on a new moon evening, his son fell very ill. Pradipkar was the doctor. When the poor man ran to the Skatakali Health Center, he went immediately. But there was no lost defense. Before they reached, Sanju breathed his last. From then on, Heru becomes insane, abandons bathing and eating, and blames himself for his son's death. He would often cry inconsolably if he could brought the doctor on time. After 5 days, Heru's body was also recovered from his house. From then on, the insatiable soul of Heru went out to seek the doctor on the night of the new moon. Several doctors fell into his cults. However, such incidents have not happened in the last 2 years. We thought maybe his soul was freed. That is why we are not told anything about him. But now I see.
Thanks you guys for watching the full story. Let me know how you like the story by commenting. If you like it, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to be the first to receive new story notifications.